hello. I've been hoping that you've been well. Nicholas Grollo is here. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, hello, puppy. Yes, I've got a puppy as well. There we go. Nicholas Grollo is here. M-Bug is here. Kirsty is here. Hello, darling. Connor Burke is here as well. Hello, Connor. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, hello, darling. Oh, you're so nice and warm. You're so nice and warm. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh, the puppy, says everyone is the puppy. Hello, Shaz. Welcome in. Oh, that's a cute puppy. Is that Pollux Caster? Pollux Caster. I hope I got your name right. I'm reading without my glasses on. He is growing, isn't he? He'll be 14 weeks on Monday. So today's my Saturday. So 2 more days and he will be 14 weeks old. Yes, there's little Jesper. Oh, yes, 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 yes. But I think I will put him down because he's also getting heavy. All right, down we get, little man. Oh, all right. There we go. Beautiful. And now I can have a really good look at the chat and see who's here. So Pollux Caster is good. I'm so glad that you're good. And have I missed anyone? Oh, there's Ace. Hello, my love. So good to see you. And Reese as well. And I think we're caught up. How are we all? M-Bug says my schedule is weird this week. Ah, look, that happens. Sometimes we just have weird schedules. Pollux says hello to Heart. Trophy is here. Good morning, Trophy. Welcome in. I'm jumping in the shower. Will leave my phone on, says M. I just jumped out of the shower, so yes, I completely get it. It's really nice. Have a shower. Oh, you feel so good afterwards. Oh, okay. How are you feeling, Susan? Asks Nicholas. Look, I felt better and I felt worse. Says I as I do that. I've got that, that little niggly cough that I just did then, sort of. I keep doing that and I can't stop, and I've been doing it for weeks now. It's just like the 3rd week that I've had this thing. And those of you who come in here regularly and know me know that this isn't my normal speaking voice. It's down a couple of octaves than it normally would be. Hello, Maria. Welcome in, my love. And Dora is here as well. Welcome, welcome, Dora. And Larry, Old Hillbilly. Old Hillbilly 73 is here. That is Larry. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you, Maria. No, it'll get there. It'll get there. And I mean, last night, I went to bed. I actually got into bed fairly early. I was in bed at around 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. And I woke up at about 1:30 in the morning with this little niggly cough. And I coughed and coughed and coughed till about 4:30 in the morning. And before it stopped enough that I could sort of doze a bit more. And then I had to get up at 5, so I'm sort of running on not a lot of sleep as well today. So things aren't as prepped as I would like to have them. Some weeks, as you know, I have plenty of time up my sleeve and I can prep all the food and have all the ingredients ready to go to make things just smoother and quicker and all that sort of thing. This is not one of those days. So it's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there together. And I've got all my friends with me, so it's fine. Samir is here as well. Thank you, Samir. Thank you for coming in. And Hearty, who is Dean? Hello, Dean. I hope you're well also. Okay. Yeah, Maria's not been well either. That's no good. Mike's Adventure Sparks. Hello, my love. No car keys. Huh? What do you mean, Nicholas? Joy is here. Welcome in, Joy. I don't know what you mean, Nicholas. No car keys. Anyway, I suppose now that I've said hello to everyone, I need to talk about today's recipe. What am I making today? Well, you should all know what we're making. Out of my little black book, I have pulled out my traditional, which is backwards, traditional Cornish pasty recipe. Now, I've been making this one for a number of years, and you can see I've sort of like got different notes and things that every time I make it, I tweak it a little bit. So this Cornish pasty is pretty much the traditional ingredients. There's not going to be peas or beans or carrots or corn, which are things that I seem to find quite regularly. If I was to go into a bakery and buy a pasty, I find all these weird random ingredients, which are great. I don't have a problem with peas, beans, corn, and so forth, but I don't like them in my pasties very much. Hello, Miss M. How are you, my friend? Welcome in. Susan Betty Crocker, love all meals and desserts. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, so the traditional Cornish pasty. I am cheating today, all right? I am not making the pastry. I'm going to put that right out there. I'm not making the pastry. And I think really for most of us tend to live busy lives and are relatively time poor. So I think most of us would be buying pre-done pastry. And today, because I'm time poor and because I'm sick and because I had no time whatsoever to prep for this today, I am using pre-done pastry sheets out of my freezer. They're still in the freezer at the moment. They won't take long to defrost. And I am going to be using puff pastry sheets. Puff pastry, probably if you are making them from scratch with your own pastry, you would not be using puff pastry. But it's what I'm using today. The filling, okay, so the traditional filling for a Cornish pasty is beef cut into strips, potato, a swede or rutabaga, I think is what you guys call it, and onion. Of course, you have a little bit of salt and pepper to taste, and then you have one egg, which once you've assembled your pasty, you get a brush and you wipe the egg over the pastry to give it that nice glazed warm sheen that you see. So that's going to be our ingredients today. And I guess the only thing left to do is just have one last look at the chat before I start getting these things together. Oh, whatever Susan makes, it turns out delicious and yummy, says Michelle. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Joy is saying hello to Amanda. Amanda. Yes, there you are, my love. Hello there, Susan. Sorry I'm late. You're only just late. I wouldn't worry about that. As long as you hit the thumbs up, then it's all good, isn't it? And as long as you stay. All right, cooking. Oh, Amanda's cooking chicken parmesan, chicken parmigiana Oh, yummy. Actually, that's what we had for dinner. Was that what we had for dinner last night? Night before? Night before, we made chicken parmas for our dinner. So that was nice. Anyway, as you've seen, I just picked up a puppy before, so let me wash my hands at the sink and then, oops, and then we'll make a start. All right. The other thing I'm going to do is I am going to grab out a big glass bowl to put all our ingredients in once they're prepped. Let me have a look here. What have we got? Yeah, I think that's big enough. Make sure I've got the matching lid for it. Yes, I do. Right. I do apologise. Okay. We turn you round. There we go. So, let's do this. So, the first thing we are going to do is prep our ingredients. So over the years, I have slightly tweaked the proportions. So I am going to be preparing enough veg to make 4 pasties. So we are going to start with a brown onion. Do I need to be a bit closer? Do I need to be a bit closer? And I might use a little dish as well. All right. Is that going to work? No, I might use a bowl. Okay. Yes, lovely. All right, so let us start with the brown onion. Heather Unlimited, how are you, my love? You've been on my thoughts as well, especially the last few days. I hope you're doing okay. I've been a bit sickly and for like 2 or 3 weeks now. And I am getting better, but it's a very slow process. And I've not... oh, I've not been spending as much time on YouTube as I normally would. So there's been a lot of lives and a lot of videos that I haven't been able to catch up on, including you, Heather Unlimited. So I haven't forgotten you. I haven't forgotten any of you. It's just that, yeah, I've been spending more time sleeping than I normally would during the day. Okay. So we're starting off by peeling the onion. And then I'm just going to sit it aside for a minute. Oh, travel around Susie. Hello, my love. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that very much. I hope you're well. I hope you're all well. Right. So, our Swede. Let's do that next, and our potato. So potato, I'm going to be using 150 grams of potato. And so we're just going to sit here and dice it up nice and fine. I'm not peeling it. I'm not taking the skins off. I think there's a lot of goodness in the skins. Although, having said that, red-skinned potatoes are a lot healthier for you than white-skinned ones. When I grow my own potatoes, I do tend to, more often than not, grow the red-skinned ones because there's a lot more goodness in the red-skinned potatoes, in the actual skins, than there is in a white potato. So if ever you're buying or growing potatoes, consider doing the red-skinned ones because they're so much better for you. Yes, yes, that's true. I'll be very careful, Mike. How are you, Mike? Anyway, you've been doing well? I bet the days of driving on the lake feel like a long, long time ago now, do they? I'm good, says Mike. Thank you for asking. I don't peel pots, I just scrub them. Yeah. These have been washed. I washed it beforehand. So I got a few little things done. All right. Go through, chop it a bit more. All right. Now that's half the potato done. Let me just weigh it and see if I've got the right quantity here. So I want 150 grams of potato. Now, as always, folks, I will be posting the recipe in the live description once the live is over. All right, we've got 130 grams. All right, so if I was to pop that there, that's 180. Oh, what the hell? What am I going to do with a quarter of a potato? I'll just do the lot, shall I? The journey of my life. Hello again, my friend. Welcome in. Good to see you. Whoops. Dropped a bit on the floor. So if I had been really organised, I would have had this all done already. Everyone is saying hello to everyone else. It's so wonderful to have you here. I do like having all my friends around when I have my Saturday morning sessions in the kitchen. Alrighty. So yes, that's what I was saying. After the live is finished, I will be posting the recipe in the description for the live. Now, what I always do is I put I have 2 ingredient lists, okay? So there's one ingredient list is all in grams and things like that for Australia and UK viewers. And then there's a second ingredient list for those of you who are in Canada and the US. So I do all the conversions, so you don't need to do it yourself. And you just select whichever ingredient list works best for you. Now, because I'm cheating, I'm not doing the pastry today. I can put the pastry ingredients and recipe in there as well, if you want. But I think most of us, if we were making this, we'd probably just use store-bought, wouldn't we? But it's up to you. It's completely up to you. So I decided just to use the whole potato. So I think the whole potato was about, I weighed it before the live, and I think it was about 210 grams as opposed to the 150. That's okay. All right. Katie's Kitchen. Hello, hello, my love, says I as I start to choke again. How are you? And Travel Around Susie goes, Oh, yes, it is yummy. Oh, what are we making, Susan, says Travel Around Susie. I am making, sorry, I missed that. I'm making Cornish pasties with more traditional ingredients than what you would get if, say, you went into a bakery today and bought one over the counter. A traditional Cornish pasty has beef, potato, swede, which you guys call rutabaga, onion, salt, pepper to taste, and then, you know, an egg wash over your pastry. I don't like when I go to a bakery or somewhere and buy a pasty and it's got like peas and beans and carrots and stuff like that in it. And it's not that I don't like those vegetables, and it's not even that I don't like those pasties. They're very tasty, but they're not a Cornish pasty. Not with those vegetables in them. There's no green vegetables in a Cornish pasty, not in a traditional Cornish pasty. So I make my own. I usually do a batch and then I freeze them. So next, we are doing a swede. Hello, Brooke Trout. My dad's family is from Cornwall. Oh, lovely. I've got family in Truro. So some of my family are in North Yorkshire. And then I have other family in Truro, in Cornwall. All right, so the swede. We want 100 grams of this swede. So if I zero that out, put that on, it's about, all right, so the whole thing is 223. Let's try it again, shall we? 102. I'm happy with that. And I think what has confused a lot of people is when you cook swede, it does actually turn orange. So like when we get to the end of this live and we eat the pasty, because you know I always have to try out. I go to the bitter end and I'm going to sample the food, but you'll see that the swede that we have diced up and put in will in fact have turned orange. And I think that's why a lot of people think that there's carrot in them or pumpkin. Like I've even come across pumpkin in a bought pasty, which is incredibly disturbing and sacrilege, quite frankly. I think it's sacrilege. You should never have pumpkin in a pasty. Yes, yes. So this is Swede. So, but you guys call it rutabaga, pork trout. Yes, they're Swedes in my country. Yes, it is, Katie. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, all right, now I've peeled it. With my trusty potato peeler. So it was 102 grams. And I'm sorry, I usually have all the measurements in ounces and all that sort of thing for you guys as I go, but I haven't done that today. But it will be in the description. Okay, done. The rest of this will go into a jar. So what I'll do is I'll dice the rest of this up after the live. I will be putting it in a jar, just like I've got onion in this jar, and it will go into the freezer for the next batch, because quite often you buy a Swede, but you only want a relatively small amount of Swede or rutabaga. And so what do you do with the rest of it? Well, you don't throw it out. I dice it up, put it in the freezer, and that way it's ready to go for the next one. So let us now dice up the rutabaga. I hope I'm saying rutabaga correctly, am I? Hello, Coffee Mama. I hope you're well. Turnips. Oh, okay. Well, we have turnips and Swedes. They are slightly different, I believe. So I'm putting, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But how are you, Coffee Mama? Are you well? Joy says that they're tasty, boiled and eaten with salt, pepper and butter. Even littlies will eat them. Really? Boiled. So what would you do with it, Joy? Do you like cut them into, say, quarters like you would if you were boiling potatoes, for instance? What sort of, or do you boil it whole, or what's the best way to do that? Because I'll be honest, I've never actually had boiled rutabaga before, or boiled Swede. Swedes and turnips are both root vegetables in the Brassica family, but they are distinctly different. Yeah, I thought they were too, Kirsty. A Swede or rutabaga is larger and has yellowish flesh and is a cross between a turnip and a cabbage. I did not know that, Kirsty. I knew it was different to, well, at least I thought it was different to a turnip, but I did not know that it was a cross between a turnip and a cabbage. Did you know that? Who in the chat knew that? I certainly didn't. How very interesting. I do love that sort of trivia. Those sort of little bits of information like that that you can glean that doesn't sort of change your life in any sort of great impactful way. But gee, isn't it great to know? I think it's great to know anyway. I'm just dicing them up a bit smaller. Yeah, true. I don't want them to get mushy, do I, Joy? Oh, I'm so glad to hear you're recovering well, Nicholas. It's been a couple of weeks now, isn't it? All right. The rutabaga, or swede, is now done. So I am going to put that into the bowl with the potato. And then the last thing we're going to do is chop up the onion. Well, it's not the last thing because we're still going to do the meat. That was one thing I really wanted to have prepped and ready to go. But alas, I did not. So we've got some onion offcuts here that were left over from a meal earlier in the week. And we want to be using 75 grams of onion. So let me put these offcuts in. May as well use those first. And then we'll add a bit more. And a bit more. Ding. Yep, 76. It's close enough. So we'll chop that up now. Put that there. They're the bits that I need to put back into the freezer later. We'll dice up our onion. And then we'll get on with the meat. So a Cornish pasty, traditionally, calls for beef. However, I don't tend to buy beef at all. So again, I am tweaking it slightly. When I say it's a traditional Cornish pasty, it's the veggies that are the traditional part. Oh my God, this onion. I'm going to start crying. It's going to be horrific. Because I live on a farm, on a property, many of you will know that we have deer that wander around the place. Oh, I need to step away for just a moment. Oh, goodness me. Actually, I'll leave the glasses on so I can read the chat. Oh, is Moni here? Hello, Moni. Welcome in, my friend. Katie says, I want to eat at Susan's for dinner. You're always welcome, Katie. Don't cry, Susan says, Moni. I'll try and hold myself back. Venison. Okay, some people would argue that if you go back far enough in history, that venison is in fact the correct meat to have in a Cornish pasty, not beef. It depends who you talk to and who you believe and what you read. But meat in Australia, just like probably every country, is becoming more and more expensive. And meat bought in supermarkets, a lot of the animals, regardless of whether you're buying beef or chicken or lamb or whatnot, a lot of it comes from factory farming and feedlots, and the animals themselves are pumped with supplements and I guess artificial ways of being fed. They're not just sort of like grass-fed animals. And yes, they're given vaccinations and supplements and all manner of things because they're crammed into little feedlots and they're probably not living their best life. Yes, vegetarian pasties are good too. You're quite right, Nicholas, they are. They're not living necessarily their best life, and that, I suspect, is probably reflected in the quality of the meat that you buy. So you go to your supermarket and you buy your incredibly overpriced meat, and quite often, and not always, I get that, but quite often there's going to be chemicals and things within that meat, and it's not as good for you as, say, if you went out in the bush and hunted an animal. And so maybe once a year we will go out on the property and we'll take a deer, and that deer then gets processed here and put in our freezers, and that goes to feed all of us and the dogs if we have dogs. And now of course we've got a dog again, so venison is fantastic dog food, nice and lean. So I'm using venison as the meat component in this Cornish pasty today. Now, who else have we got here? Did I see someone new come in? No, I didn't. Oh, you can have all the rutabaga in the world. Yes, I know, M-Bug. Poor M-Bug doesn't like vegetables. But that's okay. Each to their own, and that's all right. Everyone's different. Moni's saying hello to foraging. Foraging is Amanda, Moni. So, and Heart's Humble Homestead is Kirsty, and M-Bug is Emily. And then, of course, we have Michelle, and JB is Joy. There's BA. BA is back again. Hello, welcome in. I'm sorry, I don't actually know your name. Although I think you were in last time, weren't you? And did I ask you what your name was? Meow. Oh, appreciate the welcome, old hillbilly. I'm sorry, BA. It did take me a couple of minutes to see you there. M-Bug says, lol, Susan, my veggie list is quite small. And Katie's Kitchen says, I'm listening, but I need a snack. Absolutely, I get that. Snacks are fantastic. All right, well, let me... I'll keep chopping the onion. I think I could chop the onion a little bit finer. And then we need to get on to chopping up the meat. Whoops, I just threw onion onto the floor, as you do. All right, oops, onion is done. Let's put that in there. Jasper's awake again. So this here is our onion, swede and potato. And next we're going to add the meat to it. So let me grab that out of the fridge. Oops, and I'll pick up that bit of onion, because if the dog eats that bit of onion, it's going to be horrified. Oh, there we go. We'll pop that in there for the moment. Meow. Okay. Okay. So this is our piece of venison. Now I'm just going to give it a rinse under the tap and check that it's all good. Okay. Okay. So this, I don't know, I can't really, is our lovely piece of fresh venison out of the freezer. Totally agree with you on snacks, M-Bug, says Michelle. At the end, you could pass me a pasty through the screen, Susan, please, says Dean. Well, I'll do my very best, love. I'll do my best. Okay, so with the venison, we are wanting to use 250 grams of venison. So let me turn the scales on. Put that there, zero it out. Let's see how much this weighs. 390. So we're going to have some left over. Let's cut it in half. It's not time yet, Pepper. It's not time. All right, let's weigh that one. That's 160. Oh, Pepper, you want some of this. $160, $210, we want $250. Now you can see there's a bit of a membrane on the back here of the meat. I'm just chopping that up, chopping it off rather. Goodness me, here comes a cat. And that will go to Jasper later tonight with his dinner because nothing is wasted. All right. So we've got $230. Good enough. So we've got a little bit left over. What do we do with a little bit? Just chuck it in anyway, you reckon? They're going to be very full pasties. What do you reckon? It's not a lot. Oh, I could give it to Jasper. Jasper could have it later for his tea. Pepper is hungry, just like Raquel Bell 7, meow, meow. Alexander, hello, welcome in, my friend. I'm named after a grape. Right, okay. I keep missing BA's bits of conversation. Oh, yes, I was here last week for the orange cake. I thought you were. Well, thank you so much for coming back. It's lovely. See, I told you we were a lovely group of people. You could just call me Barb. That's what most of my friends call me. My first name is Barbara. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming back and for sharing your name with us. That's lovely because I think we're mostly all on a first name basis here because we're all friends. And Alexander Lapp is here. He says, Brook Trout, hopefully the smog clears. The whole state of Michigan has bad air quality right now because of the forest fires in Canada. Yeah. Oh, yes, Brook Trout. A few bites of venison fry up with a little garlic and onion. Yes, yes, yes. All righty. So what I will do, the bits we're using will go back onto the board. And then the Jasper bits can go back into the bowl for later. And then what we need to do is we need to cut this venison into strips. So let's do that. Actually, you know what I probably should be doing? If I was to put the pastry sheets out, do you reckon we could keep the cats off it? Right. We do want the pastry strips to defrost. Mbug says, I could see blue skies today here in New York. My part of New York from the Canadian fires. Ah, okay. Oh, CL is here as well. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. So I'm just cutting the venison into strips about that size. It's probably about 2 inches in length. But I mean, you can make them bigger or smaller to suit your taste. But I think I'm going to leave that meat just for a moment because I want to get the pastry out of the freezer. And that way, while I'm actually chopping the venison up, it can be defrosting. Oh, CL, is it your birthday, my love? Oh, bugger. I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but whenever it's someone's birthday on my live, I sing happy birthday to them, and I can't sing to you. I really don't think I can. But I could try, I suppose. Maybe I'll try a bit later on the CL, because if I try and I start coughing like mad, I'd rather leave the coughing till after I've made the food. So if you're still here later, CL, I will attempt to sing you happy birthday. Alrighty, where's the pastry gone? There we go. Nope. Why are you not shutting? Okay. So, like I said, I'm cheating and I'm using, well, it's backwards, but it's Pampas puff pastry here in Australia. So I will open this up. Now this recipe that I'm doing is to make 4 pasties. So I will take out 4 sheets. And see, they're very fine sheets. So that will only take like 2 or 3 minutes to defrost. It doesn't take long at all. But I will put them over here where the cats are less likely to get to them. So put 1 there. Whoops. There's our second sheet, which will go there. Put this over here. Put that there. Three and 4. Now I'm not putting them, each one is separated by some paper. So even though it looks like I'm just putting them directly onto a bench top, there is actually a layer of something protecting the pastry from your countertop. Alrighty. So now that they're there, we can head back to slicing up our venison. How are we doing, chat? Oh, CL says I don't make a big deal of my birthday. I don't often either. But I did this year. I did a live on my birthday. That was something a bit different. Travel Around Susie says, Michelle and Alex, I live in Michigan. And Alexander says, Susie, I live in what we call the thumb area. Michelle says, my hubby, Big Ed, and I love Michigan and have been to a lot of places in Michigan. And Susie says, I'm in Southwest Michigan. Alexander went in 2009, 2 Browns and Lions. That was so freaking amazing. Brady Quinn. I'm just catching up. Oh, wow. Brooke Trout says, I'm flying to Wisconsin. 5-hour drive. Wow. Yeah, that's a fair drive. All right, let's keep going with this meat though. So we're cutting it into strips. So let's get that done. No, Pepper, you've got 7 minutes. Although she doesn't actually want cat biscuits. What she wants is some of this venison. Unfortunately, it's with Pepper, she's got to have very regimented feed times. So she gets fed at 6:30, 10:30, 2:30, 6:30 and 10:30. So she has lots of little frequent meals throughout the day and evening, which means, of course, that the other cats all have to fall into line. They have the same meal times. Because Pepper has, well, yeah, she has a habit of, you know, hurling things back up, which lots of cats do that, of course, but she seems to do it more than most. So the vet recommended years ago that she just has to have lots of really, really, really tiny meals. And so that's what we do. And I've found that even if I give her the tiniest little bit of something outside of those times, quite often, it all comes back, which is unfortunate. Oh, the Browns Stadium. It was a nice place to watch a game. Parking was another story. I told my son if we go again, we'll take the canoe and park it in the lake. That's not such a bad idea, you know. Not such a bad idea at all. Jesper, what are you eating? I think he's just licking the floor clean. There's nothing there. And now he's lying on my feet, keeping them warm, which is nice. It's nice to have warm toes. Why are you licking the floor? He's such a funny boy. He's a good boy, but he's a funny boy. Alexander Lapp says, yes, Susie, I have hundreds of videos, mostly nature, ASMR and cooking videos. I need to get more videos out. I've been so time poor. And of course, having a new puppy in the house hasn't helped. And then I get sick. That's all right. I'll get back to the videos. I've been trying to work on a puppy video. A Jasper one, and it starts with the drive to go and have a look at the puppies for the first time, And when we actually picked him out, it came down to a decision between two of them. We were struggling to decide between two pups. And on the video, we actually decide which one we're going to take, and then we put a collar on him. So, yeah, you get to see all that process, and you get to see all the puppies, not just Jesper. I think there was about 16 or 18 in total, weren't there? Yeah, something like that. So that'll be a good one. And then I'm also working on a video, which won't be out for a little while, called The Making of a Garden. And some of you may know that we've got a space outside which was fenced off in the summer, and that was going to be for, actually might even have, no, it was only in April, so it was fenced off in autumn for a new veggie garden area. Now this space is 30 by 50 meters, and so getting the machinery up here to do the fencing ended up being a bit of an issue, and it got bogged. The truck got bogged in the driveway, and it took almost a full day. This truck was like tilted on its side, and we had to get it tied off to various trees in the bush. I have a very long bushy driveway, and the driveway is cut into it, and so the truck had to be tied to the trees to stop it from tipping over entirely. And then on the back of the truck, Jesper, on the back of the truck was a digger, like a forklift, not a forklift, a backhoe, which of course was in danger of sliding off the truck. Now, I never mentioned that at the time. I didn't do any shorts on it or anything like that, but I did do a lot of filming. So in this video, The Making of a Garden, it is going to start off with all that footage, because that was sort of part of it, you know. So, all right, we have our 250 grams of sliced venison. And now what we need to do is give it a good mix. Yep. I'll pull the venison apart a little bit. It's sticking to itself, so it's not getting as well incorporated as I would like. David Lyon, welcome in, my friend. Hi, Laura. Laura Lyon. Hello, my friend. You're here as well. Welcome in to the two of you. My name is Susan. I am in the Alpine District of Victoria, Australia. And at the moment, it is 10:30 Saturday morning. But it's lovely to have you here, to have you both here. You will find that we are a very nice little community. Everyone here is so nice and so kind, and it's just a lovely, lovely group of people. So you're always welcome to come in and join us. Sailing Cook George, hello, I haven't seen you for a while. How are you, my friend? I hope you're well. All right, so I've sort of mixed it up a bit. Let me show you how it's looking. So in here, that is our 200 grams of sliced venison. we have a swede or rutabaga, as some of you may call it, onion and potato. Now, for those of you who have just come in or who are new to the live, to my weekend lives at least, once this live is over, I will be uploading the recipe to the description. Now, with the recipe, what I do is I do 2 columns of ingredients. So one column is all in grams and is for the Australian and UK viewers who are interested. And then I do a second column where I do all the conversions in terms of temperature. So I go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and I do everything in ounces and pounds and things like that. So there will be another list for those of you in the US and Canada. So you just select which ingredient list suits you best, and then you just follow the method and go from there. So there will be, Jasper, no, there will be a full recipe put into the description. Give me about half an hour, 45 minutes after the live's done, and you'll see that it's up there for you. Now, Jasper was trying to get to one of the pastry sheets. You can see they're getting quite soft already. Being so thin, they don't take long to defrost at all. And what else we're going to need? We're going to need an egg for the pastry wash. Oh, are you going, Em? No, Jasper. Somewhere in time. Somewhere in time. I think I know that film. Oh. Now, is that the film, Joy, where a young boy goes to stay with his grandmother for a time, and he finds that he can go back and forth and into the history of the property? It's like a big mansion, and it's been there for hundreds of years, and his grandmother's thinking about selling it because it's just getting, the upkeep is getting too hard. And he finds that he can go back in time and he can meet, no, Jasper, you're not having the pastry. He really wants the pastry. Oh, I may as well pick him up because I've had to touch him half a dozen times now. But yeah, is that the same one, Joy? Oh, yes, there's all sorts of exciting things, isn't there? All right, let me put him down and wash my hands again. All right, no. Okay, there we go. All right. But that was a good film. And it had the lady in it. Oh, Maggie Smith. The actress Maggie Smith was played the grandmother. So I don't know whether we're talking about the same one though, but I really love that film. It's so well done. All right, hands are washed. Now, M-Bug, I hope you have a lovely sleep. Oh, he's growing fast. Yes, he is. He is, Maria. Yes, indeed. Oh, everyone's rocking those Jasper paws. We're going to be getting a new, another addition to the emojis, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. My daughter's drawing his little puppy face, so that'll be very cute. He is growing very fast. Yes, indeed. There's a lot of work. There's always a lot of work. I'm on a farm. James Seymour played the elder, who a young, handsome actor falls for. He finds a way to time travel and goes back to when she was young. Oh, all right. I don't know that movie, Joy. I'm going to have to look it up. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. you need help? Hello, Jasper. Did you do something naughty on the floor? Oh dear. He did something naughty on the floor. Do you need help? Okay. Okay. This is our egg that we're going to use for the egg wash. So I've put it in a jar and give it a shake up. That's it. We're done. Nice and simple. No, Jasper. You are not having any. You are not having any. And now the only thing we have to do is actually assemble them. And of course, very importantly, we do need to put the oven on. So I'm going to put the oven on at 160, which is approximately, oh God, is it? It's not 350. No, it would be about 320 Fahrenheit, I think, if I've worked that out correctly. Whoops. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Put that there. Put that there. And we'll put the oven on. 50, 60. So 160 Celsius, which I think is roughly 320 Fahrenheit. I'm sure Ace will correct me if I'm wrong. Or Kirsty. Kirsty will too. Moni, no, young man travels back in time because a picture in the hotel of a woman draws him in. Oh, and she was the guy who played Superman and Jane Seymour. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. So I was saying, Joy, you're only 46 years young. Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour. I have never seen that film. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up. That sounds good. All right. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Let's move on. So we have our now nicely thawed pastry sheet. I'm going to plonk it here. I'll put that on that side so you can see a bit better. I wonder if I could move you. I don't know if that really helps you a great deal, but here we go. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab out of the bottom cupboard a Maxwell Williams bread and butter plate. So that's a bread and butter plate. I will put it on here and it just fits. It just fits. And it is the perfect template for the pastry. So I'm going to use my knife. I'm going to cut around the plate. So we'll do that. There we go. Cut away the excess pastry. And there we go. We're going to put that aside. I'll just plonk it there. And then we lift the plate up. And we now have the perfect, if you can see it, round piece of pastry. Perfect size. But I do find these Maxwell Williams bread and butter plates are the best one. This is the just that white basics set. Travel around, Susie says, try riding Mackinac Bridge on a motorcycle. That is very scary but very beautiful. Oh, Kitty, don't do it. Kitty's about to try and weave her way through the tripod. So that'll be interesting. Oh, look, I'm just going to put my hands, I'm going to dig my hands in. All right, so this filling, as you can see, we've got a fair bit of it. So we're going to use approximately, because we're making 4, we're going to be using approximately a quarter of it for each one. Oh, we haven't put salt and pepper in. Must do that. Kitty. Okay. I've got to have lots and lots of pepper. Love pepper. Yummy. All right. Mix it up again. Get that salt and pepper through it. Alrighty. And now we begin. Kitty. Kitty. No, absolutely not. You sit back there. You can sit and watch from a distance. Do not think you're coming over here though. No. No, 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 no. I've probably got enough filling here that I could probably actually make 6. No, no, absolutely not. No. Oh, I tell you, I'm salivating as I'm doing this. This looks fantastic. Now we've got our egg wash here. I'll take the lid off that. Kitty's usually pretty good. She generally finds herself a spot where she's like nice and close and then just watches from a very close distance. Hey, Brian is here. Welcome in, my friend. Truffles is hungry. Always hungry, Brian, yes. And Chris, who comes up in the chat, is Kenneth Wilkinson. That is Chris. Welcome in, my friend. I hope you're both well, Brian and Chris. Now I'm just putting a little bit of an egg wash round the edge to help the pastry to stick. Kitty's incredibly fascinated by this part of the process. Kitty, stop it. Stop it. I wonder if I could get a bit more in there. I'm probably going to overfill it now. Okay, and now what we're going to attempt to do is bring this half over and marry it up to the opposite side of the pastry. Okay, we're going to push it down just gently. The egg wash will help it to stick. And then I'm going to go around with my finger and just press it the whole way around. It's partly to make it look pretty, but also it helps it to stick. And it's nothing fancy. It's just, well, it's home cooking, isn't it? Yes, that's right, Kitty. It is. It is, it is. It's rustic. That's the word I'm after. Rustic cooking. No, Kitty. And then, as it's cooking, it might want to release some steam. So I'm going to put a couple of cuts in the top, just small little cuts. One. Probably should have used a sharper knife. Oh, all right. So we've got one there, two, three. So it's got 3 little cuts in it, which is to help it so it can release steam. And then, you know what I think I'm going to do? Where's that knife? Because we have some spare pastry left over, I'm going to make a couple of little leaves, and I'll put the leaves on. Because, well, why not? Why not? It'll look lovely. No, Kitty. No, 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 no. We'll do it that way. There we go. We've got 2 leaves on it now. Let me show you how it's looking. Oops. So hopefully I won't drop it. Kitty. There we go. With 2 leaves. Nice, says CL. Lol, I think we have some naughtiness going on in the chat, Susan. No. Do we, Barb? Is there naughtiness going on? Yes, Ace. Wow, what a random movie. Look, we do have the occasional bit of naughtiness, Barb. But it's nice naughtiness. You know what I'm saying? It's nice naughtiness. It's a proper size pasty, as it should be, Dean. Yes, absolutely. All right. Honestly, so little room. Now, what do we need next? Parchment paper. No. I don't need to use that one. Oh, well, it's all right. Well, I'm glad you approve of it, Dean. But yeah, that is a good size pasty. Now, of course, we still need to put the egg wash on, and you can see it fair fills the tray. No, we won't. We'll put it over here. And we'll get on with the next one. Once we've got 2, Once they've got 2, we'll put them in the oven so they can start. It's just the fly screen. And while they're baking, we'll make the next 2. So here we go. Again with my trusty white basics Maxwell Williams bread and butter plate. Donna, have we got a Donna here? Oh, Donna, welcome in, my friend. It's good to see you. How are you today? Food looks good. Well, thank you, my love. I do appreciate that. Yes, we're making Cornish pasties. Travel around. Susie says, all right, guys, it's 9 p.m. here and I've got to finish up this video and get some things done. Have a good night. It was great meeting you all. I will be back. Love food. Susie, thank you so much for coming in. I do appreciate that. You are always welcome to come back. And like I said before, we're a fantastic little community. I think we're a fantastic little community anyway. And yes, you're always welcome. And you have a lovely evening and sleep well when you eventually get there, my friend. And we'll see you next time. All right, so I'll keep cutting around the edge of this bread and butter plate. I might cut out, if I can. Might cut out a couple of leaves before I peel it away. So I'll put one leaf there. And there's our second leaf. Now, once we've done that, we're just going to peel this pastry off. No. And then we're going to peel the plate off. And we'll start the process again. Make sure that the meat is well spread throughout the pasty. It's not all down at one end or something like that. Because you don't want that. You want everything to be nicely distributed. Now, how are we looking here? Yeah, I reckon. Might have a little bit more veg down this end. And I mean, there's a fair bit of filling in it. You could see. So that's that angle. So there's a fair amount in it. Now what we're going to do once again is to put some egg wash around the edge, which will help the pastry to stick when we fold it over on top of itself. I wonder if we can get a little bit more in there. Yes, that's right, it was, Alexander. The edge of the pasty was traditionally used as a handle. It wasn't eaten. But also, back in the day, your traditional Cornish pasty was only savoury on one side. Your traditional Cornish pasty actually had like jam and fruit and sweets in one side as well. So you'd have your big sort of pasty, and one side would be the savoury side with your meat, potato, onion and sweet or rutabaga. And then the other side had jam or fruit or something of that nature. So that way you got to have your sweet and savoury in the one pasty, in the one pastry. I'll use that finger. I'll use that one. Jasper's decided he wants to sit on my feet again. So I've folded the pastry over the top of itself, over the top of the filling, and I'm going round and just using my finger to press around the edges. Doesn't look as good as the first one I did. I've sort of mangled this one a bit, I think. Now I'm using a nice sharp tipped knife. Oh! And I'm going to cut 3 slits into the pasty so that any steam can escape if it needs to during the cooking process. Okay. And then we can add our 2 leaves. There's 1. And there's 2. Now I'll show you this one as well. So I've done a split. There's 1 here, there's 1 between the leaves, and there's 1 there. You can see it's a decent sized pasty. Now we're going to put it on the tray here with the other one. We're going to do the egg wash, and then we're going to put them in the oven. Now while these 2 are cooking, we'll make the next 2. But yeah, I mean, look at the size of them. Aren't they fantastic? Absolutely massive. What are you doing, little one? Little one's wandering around. So I've got my egg here in the jar. I've got my brush. I'm going to do a nice egg wash on it. Sorry, my friends, I will be with you momentarily and I'll catch up with the chat a bit. So next week, next Saturday, when we do the indoor live, because on my Tuesday I do a farm walkabout and we go say hello to the sheep and the chickens and the cows. I mean, have a look at the view if there's one to be seen through the rain clouds. And then on the weekend, or Friday for some of you, we have this indoor live. And next weekend, is Christmas in July here in Australia. And so I'm going to be making, I think I've decided I'm going to go with fruit mince pies. Because I'm not going to do a full-on roast dinner for a live. And I'm not going to be doing a plum pudding either. So I thought that a fruit mince pie would be a lovely Christmas themed thing to make, because we do savoury one week, it's sweets the next. Wow, they are big, says Amanda. They are. They are. Look, if you're going to go to the effort of making them, you've got to make them big. Oh, wow. Cliff jumping in Lake Superior by next Saturday. Next Saturday by Marquette. Wow. Right. Well, the electric oven is ready. So we'll pop these in. And see now they've got their egg wash. So they're nice and glistening. And we'll pop them in. And get on with the next two. Set the timer. All right. Now, let me see what we've all been chatting about. Oh yeah, cliff jumping sounds scary. You wouldn't get me doing that, I'm sorry. Oh, mince pie is another fave, says Barb. Thank you. Thank you, Barb. Yes, I'm looking forward to making them. They're going to be very yummy. Oops, I'm sorry, I haven't adjusted the camera. See, I've got to get a camera that follows me. I do apologise. There we go. Now you can see me all a bit. You can all see me a bit better. There's probably better grammar, isn't it? There we go. Oh, yes, Jasper. Who's my little man? He's my little man. All right. Let's get our trusty bread and butter plate. Now, when I started doing these around the kitchen knives, around the kitchen table knives, whenever that was, 6 months ago, 10 months ago, not entirely sure. But anyway, the first couple, I think I had the camera more concentrated on the food. But a lot of people wanted to be able to see me. And so that's why I tend to have the camera set back a bit so that I can be in it as well. And I was wondering whether that is what people still want from this live. Like, are you happy to have it that way? Or do you want like a camera that's going to be just focused on what I'm doing and on my hands? I mean, I've always said it's not a cooking channel. Oops, there's a dog. It's not a cooking channel. I'm just a homesteader who likes to cook food, and I like to do it with the company of my friends. So if you're happy with the camera angles, mostly the way they are, then that's great. But if you do think that maybe it's time to change it up a bit, then tell me. No, I've never tried cliff jumping. And the thing is, I can't swim either. So it's not something I would ever try. Not only because I'm a coward, but because I can't swim. Alrighty. Four months, is that all? Wow. I've only been doing these for 4 months. That's incredible. Hey, Killer Zombie. Hello, love. Welcome in, my friend. Oh, I'm making Cornish pasties. I've got my sliced venison that came from this property, and we've got onion, potato, and swede, which some people would know a swede as rutabaga. Hey, Chef Sivy. Hello, my love. It's so wonderful to see you. Now our first lot of pasties are already in the oven, and now we're going to make the next lot. So let's start putting the filling in, making sure that the venison is nice and spread, so that way every mouthful you've got a decent mouthful of everything. So how are you, Killer Zombie? And how are you, Chef Civvy? It's lovely to see you again. All right, so if I get all these off, I'll show you once more how much. So I used a Maxwell Williams white basics bread and butter plate to make the round. That is my shape. That is how much filling is in it. Okay. You could see it's piled quite high and it's fairly wide. And I'm going to get my little basting brush. Actually, that's something I need to change. I've been trying to get rid of plastics and things in the kitchen. And I've been changing all my storage containers from plastic to either tin or glass. Where are you going, Jasper? Where's he gone? Ah, he's going to sit by the window in the sun. That's good. That's good. We like that. Put a bit more veg in it, I reckon. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, if I turn it sideways, you might see it a bit better. So we pick up one end like this, and we're going to fold it over and marry the two edges up together. And then I'm going to use my finger and just go around the edges, pressing lightly. And it makes a pretty little pattern, but it also just helps to firmly join the two edges of the pastry. It's certainly not pretty. It's rustic. Very rustic. No, that's okay. We're not cooking in a restaurant. This is nice, rustic, home cooking. All right, now, nice, sharp pointed knife. Once again, we're going to cut 3 slits into it to allow any steam that needs to escape to escape. So there's the 3. You can see the splits. I'll show you before I put the leaves on. You can just make them out there, I think. And then we will add 2 little leaves because we can. You don't have to add leaves to it. It's just a bit of fun. There we go. Perfect. Now I need another. Oh dear. I need another tray. Ah, silly me. So the tray that I put in the oven was actually 2 trays. So that's a bit of a problem. That's okay. We can work around that. Means they'll just have to sit on here for a little bit longer. And we are now going to make up our last pasty. Now let me catch up. Alexander Lapp says, BA, I tried making suet pudding once and it wasn't very good. Oh, okay. CL says, I'm usually painting or something during your lives. I like the camera where it is right now. Okay, thank you, CL. Hello, moderators, says Killer Zombie. Hello, love. Suet pudding, yes, I haven't made that for a very long time, Alexander, like very, very. Chef Civvy says, I love pasties. We made those 2 weeks ago. Oh, really? Okay. But not a true Cornish pasty. Okay. Ah, BA, who is Barb or Barbara, is asking CL about what mediums she uses for her paintings. I have done that, Susan. Yeah, I know it's easy to do, isn't it? Especially when you're doing a live too, you get distracted and, you know, and even if you're not doing a live, you've got your friends around and you're doing things and you're sort of semi on autopilot, you know, and then you think, oh yeah, oops. Anyway, it's okay. Is Michelle going? Michelle says, I'm going to get dessert before bedtime, sugar-free ice cream. Oh, sweet dreams, my dear Susan. Feel better very soon and have a lovely weekend. Our fur babies on the farm. Sweet dreams, everyone. Bye, Michelle. I hope you really enjoy your sugar-free ice cream and have a lovely night's sleep when you eventually get there. All right, let's do this last pasty. Again, bread and butter plate. Down it goes. Plop. And we'll use that as our template for the pasty. I'm so hanging for this. I can smell it cooking and it smells so yummy. So yummy. Whoops. Now I will cut out 2 leaves. Oops. Really mangled that one. Still, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There we go. Leaf number 1. Hey Jasper, you've come back to keep me company. He's come back to keep me company. Then we've got another lovely little leaf. Oh, look at that one. It's got so much character, doesn't it? Okay. No, absolutely not. No, no jumping. It's not allowed. It must be good because he's getting very anxious. And normally he's the type of dog that when you, I know we haven't had him that long, but when you're cooking in the kitchen or even if you're sitting at the dining table or eating, he pays you no mind. He's not one of those dogs that sits and begs or whines or carries on when you're cooking or eating in front of him. He's just like, yeah. So the fact that he is that interested in what I'm doing is quite unusual. Hello, Rokel's Cabin. How are you, my friend? I saw you were live a little bit earlier. I didn't get to come into your chat, but I was there. I had you on the TV for a fair while. And that was, maybe a few hours ago now, what, like 4, maybe 5 hours? Maybe something like that. But welcome in, welcome in. And Maverick Doodle Adventures is here also. Thank you very much. Hey, and we've got 34 likes too. So if you're here and you haven't given it a thumbs up yet, please consider, because we seem to be having lots and lots of people coming through. So it would be really lovely if we could get lots and lots of likes to go with it. You know, you live in hope, don't you? Oh, and I must say too, I got a letter from YouTube yesterday. Takes about 4 weeks to arrive. So because a few weeks ago I got to my 3,000 watch hours, and when you get to 3,000 watch hours, you can then have like memberships and custom emojis and things like that, and you can get super chats and things of that nature. And so in order to do all of that, you have to verify who you are. So you have to verify, like they like to see your driver's license and one other card. Oh, I didn't put the egg wash on. See, getting distracted. We're going to run the egg wash around the edge. So yeah, so I had to verify my identity is the first thing. So you do like a driver's license and one other item of, you know, that will identify you. And then they have to, verify your address, like your physical address. And so they post you a letter. Now, for me, that was a little bit of a problem because my postal address isn't necessarily my physical address, because I live quite remotely, and they don't deliver to my letterbox all that often, you know, because we're quite away from the town. So I was a little bit worried that it had gone missing, but it finally arrived yesterday. And what it was a PIN number. So they send you a PIN number, which you then have to go into AdSense and you put the PIN number in. And once you put your PIN number in, it verifies that the address that you have given YouTube is correct. So I've done that now. There's still a couple more steps to go. But yeah, it's getting there. And I think the last time I looked, I was about 260 watch hours, I think it was, from getting my 4,000 watch hours. Now that's going to be pretty exciting. But yeah, getting that letter was a really exciting thing. You know, I mean, I'm a realist. I know I'm not going to be one of those big famous YouTubers who sit there and in the background they got their big silver plaque or big gold plaque or whatever it is. I'm never going to achieve those heights of grandeur. But I've got my little letter with my PIN number, and it's so exciting to have it. And it was so exciting that it actually made it here. It took 4 weeks. I think it was 4 weeks anyway. So we're just cutting some holes in the pasty to let the steam out. Oh, congrats on that achievement, Suzanne. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Susan. You had to request your code 3 times. Really, Chef Civi? Wow. That's incredible. And that's what I was worried about too. I was thinking, what happens if the damn thing doesn't arrive? Like, how long do you wait? And people, other channels had told me that the average wait time, once you get to your 3,000 watch hours, the average wait time is 4 weeks from the time it was posted. So it took about a week and a half before they even posted it. And it was posted on the 23rd of June. And then it arrived yesterday, which was the 18th. Oh, no, yesterday was the 17th. So, yeah, it took a while. But it got here. And that's the main thing. And now I just got to get the 4,000 watch hours. And that'll be really exciting. God, I can't believe that you had to request it 3 times. I've heard that from other people as well, Chef Sivy. That is amazing, Susan. Yeah, it is. So you have your AdSense set up. Mostly Rocals. When I first went in, like a few weeks ago, when I got to the 3,000, and you have to put in like your bank account details, of course, so that if you earn any money, they know where to send the money to. And you have to include your tax file number. So YouTube won't pay money to anyone who doesn't give a tax file number. So it doesn't matter what country you're in, you must give them your tax file number before they will send money to you, if you earn it, of course. So I did put my tax file number in, and I think I put my bank account in. I had to apply for a new ABN, which is the Australian business number. So I had an Australian business number from years ago, but it had expired. And you just have to say, look, I'm going to be earning money again through a business, YouTube in this instance being that business. And they reinstated my original tax file number. So when you get a tax file number in Australia, you have that number for your entire life. And if you use it, that's great. If you don't use it for 3 years, they sort of retire it, but it's always sitting there. So if you need it again, they just bring it back online for you. So, minute, but we're reconnecting. All right. So yeah, you need to put those details back in. I hope you didn't miss too much there. I noticed the phone just wigged out for a moment there. So yeah, it's mostly done. Or you're only 100 hours from 4,000. Oh wow, Rocals, it doesn't seem like that long since I was watching your channel trying to get you up to 3. I will fix that. I'll be on there. We'll get you up to 4,000 real soon, my friend. Kirsty from Heart's Humble Homestead says, I have added one of your videos to watch later, Rocals, and I will watch some of your videos tomorrow and comment on all that I watch. Oh, you're going on a late night plumbing emergency, are you? Okay, Brooke Trout, but you'll be listening. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you're back. I know, I don't know what happened there, but as you say, we're back. Now, what am I going to do? I need another tray now. I know, I'll use a pizza tray. Okay. Oh, we're at the end of that roll. Now the pizza trays are what I use when I bake in the wood stove, because in the wood stove it's not fan force, and you've also got the wood box, so one side of the stove is hotter than the other. So when you bake in a good old-fashioned wood stove, you need to be constantly turning your baking tray so that whatever you're cooking, whether it's a savoury or a sweet, is cooked evenly. So I'm going to use a pizza tray because I've got plenty of them. Oh, okay. just enough. Perfect. Right. Oh, be right back. Dinner is ready, says Chef Civvy. What did you cook for dinner, love? You'll have to tell me when you come back. All right, so we're going to do our egg wash. My live I just did said it was reconnecting a bunch. I think it was a YouTube thing because it showed I had internet in 3 bars. Oh, okay. Yeah, look, it does happen. I remember Rocals that did it last week for me as well. And look, I don't mind if it does it occasionally, as long as it is only occasionally. My problem up here is when it's a public holiday. When it's a public holiday, because this is essentially a tourist, because I'm in the Alpine region, this is essentially a tourist region, I suppose. And when it's a long weekend or even school holidays, a lot of tourists come up from Melbourne. And a lot of tourists come from overseas because we have the snowfields nearby. And you get people that come to Australia and go to Mount Buller, which is our nearest snowfield, and they work there as instructors over the winter period. And then, of course, once winter is finished, they go to another part of the world where there's snow. And so they just sort of go from one part of the world to the other, being ski instructors. All right. There we go. Egg washed. Let's put that on the tray. Maybe I should have actually done the egg wash before I put it, or after I put it on the tray. There we go. Whee! I think I'll put this one on first, but yeah, look at the size of it. Isn't it huge? And yeah, look, I mean, if you're going to go to all the effort of baking a Cornish pasty, or 4, you want them to be good, decent sized pasties, don't you? You don't want some little piddly thing. So it's our last lot of egg wash. And of course, I put the egg straight into a jar. What I'll do with this egg wash is I'll put the lid on it and put it back in the fridge. And if I do any more baking over the course of the weekend, like another batch of pasties, for instance, which I probably will do, then I can use the same egg wash. After all, no point wasting it. Whoops. And I reckon we're done. So here are our 2 still to be baked pasties with their lovely egg glaze. Now, if you like the look of them, press the thumbs up. I had to ask. All right. Rokul says it could have been me. I do have a lot of trees around. Yeah, and you see, I do too. Although they're not as close to the house as yours are. A simple happy life is here. Hello, my friend. Welcome in. How are you? Are you well? How are your fish? Now, let me have a look, have a peek. Oh, hello, Jasper, you're back. Hello, you're back. Yes, you are. Oh, he's very excited. He's very excited. Ah, Jasper, come here. You're not allowed in the pantry. No, you're not. He still likes to think he is. He tries. Don't you, little man? You do. You try. So, we're done. Our first lot of pasties are already in the oven. And I think what we can do is do a little bit of a tidy up. I've got to put the kettle on. So let's get this kettle on, shall we? Open the front vent, move it across, open the flue, make sure it's still actually got wood in it. There we go. And now the kettle can start to warm up and we can have a bit of a cuppa. But of course, what I'm really looking forward to is eating a pasty, because I've got to eat a pasty. You know, guys, I always try, where possible, to sample the delights of our morning cook-up. So just doing a little bit of a cleanup, putting a few things away. Put the salt and pepper goes back over here. So yeah, I've been trying to get rid of plastics in the kitchen, and I was given a box of chocolates about a year or two ago, and I kept the tin, Cadbury's 100 Years of Shared Moments, and so I use this like as a tin for putting biscuits and cakes and things like that. Tins are such handy things to have. I know, Pepper. Oh, I can hear the kettle already. The kettle is doing its thing. I'm going to have coffee soon. Oh, your mouth is watering for the pasty. Yes, it won't be long, folks. We have 17 minutes till the pasties come out of the oven. And I think that's just long enough to enjoy a nice cuppa. So have a bit of a tidy, have a cuppa. Everything good? Oh, Pepper's not a very happy cat at the moment. All right, let's put this egg in the fridge. That little bit of venison there, that will be for Jasper later. Let me see if I've got something to put that in. Have I got another jar? Yes, I do. He's going to love that. So, bit of egg, bit of venison, in the fridge it goes. In fact, if I wanted to, I could actually give that egg wash, what's left of it, I could mix it in with the dog's dinner too, because that would be really good for him. Nice bit of protein there, you know. Oh, kettle's about to start boiling. So I will give my hands, even though you can't see me, I'm just giving them a quick wash. Oh wow, I wish you could smell these pasties. They smell so good. They smell so good. You have, hang on. You have a piece of pottery on the ledge that's very intriguing. It appears to have a face and two handles. The crocks are lovely too, but that one caught my eye. Okay. Let us see. All right, turning you around for a moment. That's what's up on the shelf. So there's a colander. There is a vintage jar of Susie's Perfect Cleaner. There's some biscuit tins. I'm a bit worried about tipping this too much because I don't want the phone to fall out of its thingy. But I suspect you probably mean that vase that's next to the red biscuit tin. It looks like a face from a distance. Ah. So you mean, hang on, I can't, my arms aren't long enough. Oh, let me straighten the tripod out. You mean that one? That one up there? Kettle's boiling too. Looks like a hippie biker with a black eye. Well, yes. With a stretch of the imagination, it probably does. Oh, and there's little Jasper. No. There he is. There's my little man. And then we can see these pasties are here in the electric oven. I've got to, got to clean the glass a bit more. But anyway, let me put you back down so I can actually make my cuppa. There we go. So put you there. I've got to straighten the tripod up. So where were we? We were down there a bit and then like that. Is that about right? Sort of about right. Maybe like that more. Cute puppy. Yes, that's little Jasper. Jasper will be 14 weeks old in 2 days. Hang on a minute. Did someone? No, that's okay. I thought for a moment there's someone had given me a super chat. And I was wrong. And that's okay. That's okay. Candice. Yes. Yeah, my mouth is watering for the pasty as well. You're quite right. Oh, Kirsty's put up the emoji of the kettle. Yes, that vase, Barb, that was one of my mother's, and I don't know where she got it from. I think she actually, in turn, got it from my dad's mother. But I know nothing about it. Most of the things in the house, because they've all been handed down, I know the stories behind almost everything, but I do not know the story behind that. Jasper, you have completely tied me up. Okay, let me get my foot out. There we go. All right. Oh, to treat the cough. Yes, yes. Okay, let's make this coffee. We're making coffee. One moment. Okay. I might turn the pasties round in the oven anyway, just to make sure that they're cooking or browning evenly. Oh, they look very nice. Vivid. Very nice indeed. And I have my trusty little coffee cup. Okay. Yummy. There we go. Close the vents up. Won't be long now. I can smell them. They smell so wonderful. Now, we've got 9 minutes. Normally I'd go outside, but I know I can hide them. Would you like to go outside for a few minutes? I'm going to hide these in the cupboard and we could go sit on the front veranda just for a few minutes, have a bit of a walk around. So they are hidden. I think we're good. What say you? Shall we go for a walk and look at the view? Oh, hearts. Thank you, my love. Kirsty and Dean from Heart's Humble Homestead has sent through a gift membership. Oh, and Rokel's got it. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Kirsty and Dean. And congratulations, the Rokels. I do love it when it's someone that I know who actually comes into the chats who gets them. It just makes it even more special. Do you know what I mean? All right, so let me put my battery pack in my pocket. Oh, wearing different jeans and the pocket is tighter. Now, what else am I going to need? I will need, the timer. So we'll take the timer. And what else will we take? The phone, of course. Where can I clip the timer? Whoops. There's mess everywhere. Do excuse all the mess. Let me see if we can get out the front and have a look at the view. I know. I'm going to try and sing happy birthday. You're quite right. To CL. But I wanted to wait till we'd finished doing the food. And I think we've done that now. I might get you to shut the doors behind me. Alrighty. Oh, I've got my coffee, Ace. Don't you worry about that. Bloody wombat hole. Evil little things, wombats. I mean, they're cute,
and they're evil. And there's our new veggie garden space. Look at that. All fenced off and ready. We are going to have so much fun in there in the spring. I'm going to have some garden beds coming in, which are going to be filling and planting and having such a wonderful time. And for those of you who are not familiar, here is our view. So the kitchen lounge where I just was, that's the window just sort of there, you see. And this is our view out the front. Isn't that sensational? Now that's got to be worth a thumbs up, surely. Oh, is my... Oh, CL, you are still here. Okay, lovely. I was just wondering whether you were still here. It is. It really is a lovely view. Okay, time has gone off. I think that's probably to tell me there's 5 minutes. Alrighty. Look at that. I'm going to put my cup of coffee down on the chair. And I'm going to put the timer down next to it. Yes, 5 minutes to go. And then we'll pop in and check them. All right, CL. So I do sing happy birthday to anyone in my live when it's their birthday. Now, as you know, I've been sick for 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to go. Or you could just make out some of the cows up there. See the little white specks? I haven't got the phone in data roaming though, so I can't really show you. But trust me, they're there. Chris and the Silent Forgotten. Oh, but I want to try. And look, everyone. I planted the maple. I don't know if Nicholas Grollo's still here, but this is our new weeping maple that I bought myself for my birthday. But it had to be ordered. So, Chris the that's going to be stunning. This maple has purple leaves all year round. And then in autumn, those purple leaves turn a crimson red, so I believe. So this is going to be a really nice garden bed once it's finished. So we've got yellow side. Yeah, it's coming together. The cows are thinking about coming down. All right. CL. Let's give this a go. Let's give this a go. I'll take you out here so you can see your favorite view while I do it. All right. Pass. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear CL. Happy birthday to you. Oh, it wasn't my best version, but it was a version. And I didn't choke while I did it. Oh, thank you, Ace. Thank you, CL. Thank you. I've got more of a Marilyn Monroe voice when I actually don't have a throat infection or whatever this is. It's turned into a throat infection. It's not a cold. The doctor said it wasn't a cold. It's sort of some sort of weird throat infection that I've picked up. Yay! Yes. I used to love, and I remember years ago at one of the work Christmas parties when I still worked in Melbourne, and there was a band called the Boozed Broadcasters, and I used to sing with them sometimes, and it was like, it wasn't like set members, like there were different people in it every week, every time. And sometimes I would sing main vocal, sometimes I would do backup. And I remember one year I sang Santa Baby, and at the work Christmas party. And oh God, I love that song. I practiced it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I had it absolutely perfect. So maybe when it's Christmas, I can sing Santa Baby to you all. I thought it was such a fun song to sing. Do you know which one I mean? Santa Baby. Da, 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 da. Don't wait for me, dear Santa Baby. Yes, you know the one. Of course you do. And there's the timer. There's the timer. All right, let's turn that thing off. I'm going to leave, whoops, sorry for the funny angle. I'm going to turn the timer off. I'm going to leave my coffee out here. Or should I? Should I leave the coffee out here? Yeah. I'll come back and get it. I'll come back and get it. Such a sensational view. Hey, we had a solar eclipse. No, a lunar eclipse the other night. Or was it not last night, but the night before? We had a lunar eclipse. It was absolutely incredible. It was just sitting there over the top of the trees. And I tried to take a photo of it with my phone, but it just didn't do it justice at all. All right. Back to me, so you don't have to look at all the mess. Woo! Alrighty, let me see if these pasties are ready, and we'll put the next lot in. Take one lot out, put the next lot in. You're looking at the dining room, which is looking incredibly messy at the moment. Well, not messy so much as lived in. It's looking very lived in. All right. So let's have a look. What do I need? I need a cloth. It might be easier for me. Hi guys, I'm just back. Oh no, sound as I'm out and about. I'm at a guide dog open day, patting puppies. Interested to see the food. Okay, well, you've come at just the right time, Dora. Are there dog things happening? Okay. Here we go, guys. The first two are literally just this minute out of the oven. So they've had 50 minutes. Oh my. What do you reckon? Should I give them another 5? Or are they just right? They look just right to me. What do you reckon? Are they just right? Yeah, she says. We're on a winner. Okay, so what we're going to do is leave them there for a moment and put the next lot, which are conveniently hiding away in the cupboard from the cats and the dog, and we will put these in to bake next. Now, we're going to reset the timer for 50 minutes. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you like live through another 50 minutes of waiting. But I do think these incredible pasties, they are worth a thumbs up, don't you think? Get the timer, 50 minutes, there we go. Oh, they will be, they will be. Now, I am going to try one, but they're going to be incredibly hot, and I do think that we probably need to let them sit for 5 minutes before I do that. But just look at them. Aren't they wonderful? You can see the little leaves, and you can see those splits better now that I put in there for the steam to escape. So I'm just going to let them sit, and we'll head back outside. I keep showing you my disgustingly messy dining table. There we go. We'll head back outside for about 5 minutes, finish the cuppa, and then I think these will probably be at the perfect temperature to have one, quite frankly. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Where's a good spot to hide them? Under here? They're going under here. All right. Put that there, put that there. We'll head outside for 5. And then we'll come back and eat a pasty. I cannot wait. It's going to be so exciting. Oh, we got 40 thumbs up now. Thank you. Can you imagine this on a Thanksgiving table? Ah, now there's the thought. Whoops. I thought I was tangled up into something. I'm not, though. All right. Walking, walking, walking. 5 minutes. And then we can eat. Whoops. A pasty. Oh, there's the cows. If we come around here, you might see them a bit better. I forgot to put the phone into data roaming, so I can't get up closer to the fence. But they're there. Hello, girls and boys. You can see 2 of the calves. There's a little domino over there. And then there's another one just there. That's either Clover or White Thunder. But I can't tell from this distance which one it is. I can't tell. Clover and White Thunder are identical in appearance, except one's a boy and one's a girl. So from this distance, I cannot tell who I'm looking at. Look at this lovely winter's day. Almost midwinter. Next weekend will be midwinter for us. All right, let us find somewhere to sit. Which direction? Where's the sun? The sun's over there. So maybe if I was to put you there and then turn you around like that. Now, usually we sit the other way. Let's see how this works. Oh, there we go. You could see me, I could see you, and we have a nice cuppa. Cheers, my friends. Have a cuppa with me. The coffee's just got to the perfect temperature too. I did that very well, actually. Bring the coffee out, get everything set up, and then go back in. And while we have this wonderful cup of coffee, our pasties are coming just to the right temperature. Katie is here. What did Katie say? It disappeared just as I noticed it. I can sorry.
half one on my plate. Yeah. Yes, yes. They're big pasties. They really are. They're huge. They're a meal unto themselves. Cheers, cheers. Everyone's saying cheers. Yes, cheers. Let's enjoy a cuppa. Oh, I must say, even though I am worried about bushfires or wildfires in the summer, because it's unusually warm. Normally in winter we have snow, and I mean, look at it. There's no snow. I don't think we're going to get snow. I think it's a very unusually warm winter. The nights are still very cold, but the days, we've still had cold, wet days, but nowhere near as cold as normal. So, yeah, quite an unusual season. That's right. See, they agree with me. Quite an unusual season. So I'm hoping that doesn't mean that we're going to have fires in the summer. Oh, they're all mooing. They're saying, feed us, bitch. But you've already been fed, so it's not happening again. Well, not till later in the day. Later in the day, they'll get fed again. They usually get fed twice a day. They're still on rations. It's not as much hay as they would normally get in a good year, but with the bushfires and so forth, we didn't get as much hay as we were hoping to get. Oh, Katie's laughing at me. I'm sure that's what they were saying. Although, having said that, Katie, they probably were saying it in French, because I do tend to speak to them in French quite a lot. So I wonder how you say that. I'd have to feed me, bitch. Yeah, I'll have to look it up and see how you say it in French, because I'm sure that's what they just said. Lots of birds flying around. There's kookaburras and crows. The wattles are starting to come out into flower, which is a bit odd because they're about 3 months early. Oh, you want to know too? I know I said a bad word. It's not that bad, Katie. It's just like, a little bit bad. It's a little bit bad, but not super bad. That's my excuse anyway, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, you want to know what it is too? When I find out, I'll put it in the description. I'll do a pinned comment and tell everyone how you say it in French. It's not something I've ever needed to say before, so it's not something I necessarily know. Oh, I know, right? Very nice cuppa. It's very nice sitting in the sun. Listening to the birds. French or female dog. The female dog. Yes, that's right. That's right. But we do have to work out how to say it in French, I think. Because now I'm curious, and like Katie, I have to know. I have to know. I simply have to know. Oh, this is nice, isn't it? Just sitting here on the veranda having a cuppa. I should turn you around and let you look at the view. Let's show you the view once again. And then I reckon it might be time to head in and try out these pasties. We've got 41 thumbs up. Thank you very much to those of you who have done that. It all helps. Oh, that's right. I've got a battery pack, don't I? Better pick that up if I'm going to show you.
Looks like a wombat's been down there digging another hole. There they are, the girls and boys. Time to try the pasty, you reckon, Brooke? Poor Brooke. Brooke Trout has been waiting anxiously to try this pasty. Feed me, human, says Katie, on behalf of the cows, of course. All right, let us go and try a pasty. I wonder whether my daughter will have one as well. Oh, Putan. Oh, really? Oh, what a lovely view. Oh, that's right, Barb. You haven't seen the view before, have you? So, yes, this is my view. And my cows and my mountains. I don't own the mountains, of course. And this spot out here is where the new veggie garden's going to go. Between the wooden fence, you can see the gate post over there. You can see a gate with concrete. Where is it? Over there. So it goes along here and then all the way over there, keeps going to there and then cuts back. It's 30 by 50 meters. It's quite a big space. And I'm hoping to be able to grow a lot of food in there in the spring and summer. And then I'll be able to pick up my I was doing a Thursday live every second Thursday called In the Garden, but it just got too wet and too cold, and then I got sick. So I'm only doing the 2 lives a week currently, but once spring comes and the weather starts to warm up and we're starting to do more in this veggie garden, or what will be a veggie garden, I'll start doing the Thursday lives of In the Garden once again. And yeah, you can all help and watch as we create from scratch a new veggie garden. Right, let's go. Let's go and have a pasty. Now, do you want to go halves or do you want a whole one? Okay. How hungry are you? Okay. Right. Whoop. I don't know how hungry I am. Can I eat a whole one? Let's have a look. Oh, that's all right, Ace. Don't stress, my love. Okay. Hello, Jasper. Jasper. Okay. So here we are. Oh yes, nice and cool now. So what we need to do is get 2 plates, one for me and one for my daughter, and we are going to have a pasty each. Right. Now look at that compared to the size of the plate that it's on. Now I'm using my fingers because this one's going to be mine, but yeah, look at that. Doesn't it look wonderful? It smells. Oh, M-Bug, you're back. Welcome back. It smells incredible. Smells incredible. I'll do a second one here. And I mean, it's so big that we probably won't need dinner later tonight, you know. Let me get this tray out of the way. Now, I'm sure Dean is going to tell me I need brown sauce with it. Sorry, mate, I'm putting tomato sauce or tomato ketchup. Do you remember, folks, the tomato ketchup that we made on the live the other week? I'm going to put some of that with it. Right. Tomato ketchup from another live. No, I don't. It is a hot. I don't put butter on it, Brook Trout, no. In fact, I've never heard of putting butter on it. Is that a thing? All right. Now, I'm going to put a big spoonful of tomato ketchup, homemade, of course. How many do you want? 1 or 2 big spoonfuls? 2? Yeah, 2. All right. There we go. I'm going to need to open another jar. Okay. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. So yummy. So this one's for my daughter. No, I've got another jar. All right, good luck eating it. Come on, Jasper. We've got to get another jar of tomato sauce in the pantry. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All righty. Nothing like homemade tomato sauce. He's here. He's just wandering. So a homemade pasty with homegrown venison, what's more. And some homegrown, homemade tomato sauce or tomato ketchup, depending on where you are in the world. Okay. Done. Done like a dinner, even, as they say. Hello, darling. You're sitting on my feet again. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. So, if I can, I'll put that there and do. I don't actually know what I'm doing here, folks. I was hoping I could get a camera angle where you could actually see me cutting it. Whoops, what have I done now? Oh, there we go. Okay. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. No, I can't. Well, that's just tough. Oh. All right. Are we ready? Here we go. My daughter is kindly ready. Ready. Now this bit, being the corner bit, doesn't have a lot in it. Actually, We'll go for the next bit, shall we? Do you like it? Oh, yum. Okay, that'll do us. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ah. That's all right. Pop it down. Oh, guys, it's so good. It's so good. But then, you know, most of the time, everything we cook here is so good. The very, very corners don't have a lot of filling in them. Still tasty though. Oh, Louie's here. Hello, Louie. Oh, thank you very much for the like, Louie. Much appreciated. A few weeks ago, Louie sent me a recipe for a granny pie. For his granny's pie, specifically. And I will make it, Louie. It'll be in August sometime. Next week is Christmas in July. So next week we're back to sweets, and I'm going to be making fruit mince pies or fruit mince tarts, depending on what you like to call them. Then we'll do another savoury dish, and then after that I'll probably do your recipe. Oh, okay. Okay. Louis did a memorial video on his channel. I'll have to have a look, Louis. The crunch sounds amazing. Can you hear it? That's fantastic. I'm so glad. You see, pecan nuts in Australia aren't as popular as they are overseas or as readily available. Oh. This is so good. Yummy. Lots of venison in there. Ah. Now there's a bit of, let me turn the camera around for a moment. So there you go, just to prove that I am eating it. And you can see here, I pulled out this little bit here. This is the swede or the rutabaga once it's cooked. And you can see it goes orange. And that's why I think a lot of people just assume that there is carrot in Cornish pasties. But it's not carrot, it's rutabaga. And when it cooks, it turns orange. And you could see that nice filling. Homemade tomato sauce to go with it as well. I'm going to keep eating though, folks. I haven't got time to sit and chat while I'm eating this incredible scrummy pasty. But what do you think? Did we do well? Did we do well? I think we did quite well. I'll tell you, I'm not going to need dinner tonight, that's for sure. I'm glad you can hear the crunch. Oh, Dean says it looks so nice. It tastes incredible, Dean. Would this be better with beer, ale, or wine? Oh, not wine. Probably ale, to be honest. Ale would be more traditional. Would you agree, Dean? Dean's still in the chat. Would you agree that ale would be the best beverage? Let's see what Dean has to say on the matter, and Kirsty. Mbug says, looking forward to the very end of the month. My family from overseas are arriving. That would be wonderful. Yeah, Dean agrees that ale would be the better companion beverage for the good old Cornish pasty. And, you know, honestly, they were never eaten with a knife and fork. You know, I'm trying to be cultured here, but I'm not. That's the way to do it. Pick it up. And you know, I could have got away with more filling, I think. All right, so yummy, friends. Bit of tomato sauce on it. Oops. Oh, here's our Cornish pasty. Yep, that's right, Kirsty. Back in the day, people used to hold the rim. That was the handle. And then they ate their savoury side and the sweet side, and then they just threw the handle away. They were taken to work, baked and taken to work by miners quite a lot. So their wives would bake them, they'd put them in their pocket, take it to work, deep in the mines, keep their hands warm and their pockets warm, and then later on they'd take them out and they'd have their savoury lunch and their dessert. Okay, Louis. Louis says, Susan, when you make the granny pie, make sure you put it in an ice box with a lock and key. If you have a lot of family members that like sweets, it's the best thing to do. Oh, okay. Not a problem. Oh, your dad was a coal miner too, Dean. Okay. I have a few coal miners on my mum's side of the family. So yes. And of course, my mum's side of the family, that's the side of the family that is from North Yorkshire. And my dad's side of the family are the ones from Truro in Cornwall. So yummy. So yummy. Over here, Em, it's Saturday morning. No, I lie. It's 12:30 now, so 12:30 midday. So it's early afternoon. Some of my filling fell out.
I have to put that back. Oh, but this is so nice. I'm really enjoying eating with you all, even if the only thing you get to do is watch me. Hush. Fudge. There we go. Sometimes the electric oven gets a bit loud. Oh, so good, so good, so good. Too bad they don't make an icebox safe, says Louis. Oh, I lost a bit of venison, and Fudge the cat has found it. Lucky cat. I do have an old ice box, but it's not a safe. Fudge is taken off with the piece of venison. She's sitting on the kitchen floor now. It fell out of my pasty. So she's sitting on the kitchen floor now eating it. With great enthusiasm too, I might add. I'm getting there, guys. So, this time slot next week, we're doing the fruit mince pies for Christmas in July here in Australia. Oh, they probably did play cribbage together. That's quite possible. Quite possible, brook trout. Fudge has come up for another look. Hoping there'll be more venison. So yes, next week will be the fruit mince pies, but what should we do for the following week? We need to have a savoury dish. I'll go through my little cookbook and see what I can find. Louis says we have 4 cats and now we just introduced 2 more. So you've got 6. That's a lot of cats. Yeah, that's right. It's very late for Dean and Kirsty. They're always so good to me. They hang about waiting for my live. I feel so bad for them sometimes. But that's why when I was meant to do another members live last week, but I couldn't talk, so there was no point. But when I do my members lives, because I know that the bulk of my members, and I don't have a lot of members, but the bulk of my members, like 90% of members and subscribers are all from the Northern Hemisphere. So when I do my members lives, I start them at about like 6:45 in the morning, 6:30, 6:45. And the last time we tried to get a sunrise, but it was raining. It was still a lovely morning. But yeah, I try and make it super early. So at least there's one live I can do that doesn't require Kirsty and Dean and all of you in the Northern Hemisphere to have to stay up appallingly late. Almost done. Almost done. I know she wants to buy it. She's not getting to, Em. onions are toxic to cats and dogs. Yes, that's true too, Ace. It is. It is. And chocolate. Yeah. Kirsty says, yes, we stay up twice a week to see Susan. They're so good to me. And I'm so appreciative. Almost done, almost done. Very nice. Finito. Now, I'm just hiding a few things. Dirty plates from cats. And put that there. Put that there. So, let us go back outside just for a few minutes and have a look at the view and say our goodbyes. Maybe chat for a few minutes first. 43 thumbs up. Thank you very much. Now, did I have any suggestions for another savoury dish? Louis says, and guess what we think she had kittens? Oh, okay. A phantom pregnancy. Maybe it was a phantom pregnancy, Louis. Or she actually did have kittens. Look at my, oh, you can't really see. My silver beets. My little silver beets. And look, there's a dog at the window going, what the hell are you doing? There's a doggy. And my pot of spinach. She was pregnant and had kittens, but we think someone either got rid of them or oh, that's no good. Oh, toad in the hole. Yes, I did. All right. Yes, Kirsty. Yes. I had forgotten about that. All right, then. Well, that's that sorted then. So next week, folks, we will do, oh, hang on. You can't see me. Next week, you still can't see me. Oh, let's try that, shall we? Right, lovely. I'm covered in crumbs. Next week, we'll do the fruit mince pies. The following week, we will do toad in the hole, another Yorkshire dish. Yorkshire, UK. I think of it as a Yorkshire dish. But yes, we'll do toad in the hole. That'll be very exciting. Looking forward to that. Oh, you're washing the dinner dishes. You're a good man, Rokels. I know it is sad that people do that. You're right, Louis. There's some horrible people in the world, unfortunately. 14 people hanging out, 17 now. How exciting. 18 now. That's wonderful. So I hope you've all had a fantastic time in the kitchen with me this morning making Cornish pasties. I hope you give it a go. I know last week when I did the orange cake, someone actually did cook it. So I told them to post a photo of it to the High Country Homestead Facebook page,
And I don't think they have. Certainly not the last time I checked it. But if ever you do cook anything that I've done on the channel and use my recipe, if you feel so inclined, please go across to the High Country Homestead Facebook page and post a photo and show me, because I'm sure I would certainly love to see it, and I'm sure there'd be other people that would love to see also. I found my coffee. Yes, I left it here from a little bit earlier, Louis. So yeah. But I will be posting some photos of the pasties. And if you give me about 45 minutes once this live ends, I will be putting the recipe up on the description, or in the description for this live. So there's the view. We'll have a last parting look at the view. Sensational view. Coming back while you're still on. I know. Thank you. Okay, Louis doing a live stream tomorrow around 11:20 a.m. Central Time. Okay, noted. So, my friends, I hope, well, really, the first thing I need to say is a big thank you, as always, to Kirsty and Ace for being such incredible moderators and putting up all the links for people's channels and so on and so forth. You both do a fantastic job. Thank you so much to Dean, who is Kirsty's partner, for staying up with her and just being part of our little group. I've really enjoyed having you all here, not just Kirsty, Dean and Ace. I love having you all here. It's just fantastic. I like my Saturday mornings pottering in the kitchen with all my friends. So thank you so much for coming in and spending some time. And yeah, if you try the recipe, please post some photos or let me know, because I'd be really interested in what you thought and how it turned out. I guess really the only thing left to say is that I hope you all have a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Take care. Spread kindness, because that's incredibly important. Spread kindness. And of course, stay beautiful. And if I was going to add just one more thing, I'd say hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it already. That would be lovely too. That would be beautiful. But yes, stay beautiful, my friends. I love you all very much. I appreciate you all very much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I will see you on my next live, which is the Tuesday live, or Monday night for some of you, the Homestead Walk and Talk, when we walk around the farm and we get to say hello to all the animals. So I'll see you all soon, and everyone take care, stay beautiful, love you lots, catch you next time. Bye.